Analysis: did Hamilton have the pace to win Spanish GP? Lewis Hamilton's recovery from near the back of the Spanish Grand Prix field to finish fifth in Barcelona left his Mercedes team hugely encouraged. But did he have the pace to actually win the race without his lap 1 contact with Kevin Magnussen? For after a season where a top 5 would have been something to be happy about at times, even through complete luck, to get there after charging up from 19th on the road said much about the progress made with the W13. As team boss Toto Wolff said on Sunday night, with Lewis, we had probably the fastest race car today. He was 50 seconds behind at the end. And he caught all the way up, and at stages in the race he was the quickest. That shows the potential that the car has. Wolff's tone is bullish enough to prompt some thought about just what would have been possible if Hamilton had not hit trouble at turn 4 on lap 1 when he clashed with Kevin Magnussen. For having finished the race with roughly the same 50 seconds plus gap that he had at the end of lap 1, is there even an argument to suggest that Hamilton could have won? Let's dig into the figures. Hamilton's tangle with Magnussen and the subsequent puncture meant he had lost touch with the main pack by the end of the opening lap once he had been in the pits. He resumed in 19th place, about 38.6 seconds behind Nicolas Latifi in front of him and a whopping 53.908 seconds adrift of then race leader Charles Leclerc by the end of lap 2. Having moved off the medium and on to a used soft compound, with Leclerc the only frontrunner with a fresh set, Hamilton did not make much of an impression early on. In fact, clearly with an eye to going as long as he could on the set, he drifted off the front rather than closed in. He was more than 1 minute back by the end of lap 8, and by the time he came in for his second stop at the end of lap 22, he was a full 1 minute and 7 seconds behind Leclerc. After the switch to mediums, Hamilton's gap to Leclerc stabilized at around the 1 minute and 16 seconds region before his Ferrari rival's power unit failure changed the game at the front of the pack. When Mercedes teammate George Russell took the lead on lap 27, Hamilton was 1 minute and 2 seconds back, and it was in this phase that, as the leaders battled it out, he was able to slash into his deficit. Being on fresher mediums, he had stopped 9 laps after Russell and Verstappen and 5 after Perez. The gap to the trio up front came down by more than 1 second per lap at times. On lap 29 it was back under 1 minute, and over the following laps Hamilton was rapid. When Perez got in front of Russell on lap 31, Hamilton was now 56.2 seconds back. Over the following laps it came down like this: 54.3, 52.8, 51.4, 50.5, 49.0. As the lead of the race then shuffled around due to pit stops, Hamilton maintained solid progress, so by the time he pitted for the third time on lap 48, he was just 31.2 seconds behind. He switched to soft.